It seems like once beloved and praised talk show host and comedian Steve Harvey losing respect of his colleagues and the public, considering that his behavior and statements become more and more arrogant and even turn into beef with other celebrities. Well, feels like Steve took this love and respect for granted, and once he started to show his real colors, he received a huge backlash from famous people and his fans as well. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about celebrities that hate Steve Harvey and even publicly confronted the comedian for his audacious statements. But how did he turn from Uncle Steve, adored by all America, into the most criticized person in show business? Stay with me until the end of this video, and you'll be the first to find out. Steve Harvey has always been the definition of a successful, self-made man, and many people, even among celebrities, always thought of him as a role model and an example to follow. His story is actually coming from rags to riches. But it feels like this image of a hard-working and wise man is nothing more than a cover, because it has been revealed that not everyone shares this blind adoration of this man, and he is even hated by numerous celebrities. Harvey's first feud dates back to 2003 when he allegedly tried to steal Bernie Mac's role in Ocean's 11, the movie. Steve and his publicist went behind Bernie's back and contacted the producers and tried to persuade them that Steve would be a much better fit for the part. Well, Bernie couldn't stay indifferent to such a betrayal, and in his profile in GQ magazine, he indicated Harvey has always been jealous of his success. At that time, the now-deceased comic had his Fox sitcom, The Bernie Mac Show, and alleged Harvey tried to steal gigs in his role in the movie from him. One of the main reasons why Steve was ready to betray his friend and basically steal his famous role was the comedians believe that everyone in show business should take care of himself, and as it was said, the Hollywood game that we're in, it's a cold game. By looking at Steve, you never expect him to be such a cold and calculating person, but as one source close to him stated, the deeper you look into Steve's past, the more shocking it becomes. Frankly, there doesn't seem to be one single shred of decency to him as a man, father, husband, or entertainer. Well, Steve was certainly portrayed as a bad guy in this story, but guess what he said to all these allegations? The comedian simply stated that these rumors were not true, but it happened 7 years later when Bernie Mac wasn't able to share his side of the story anymore and reply to Steve because Bernie died in 2008. So, somehow, Steve avoided this beef and said what seemed convenient to him, like that Bernie had been lying all along. I was upset at first because it just wasn't true. Me and Bernie had a lot of good times together, and then this article in GQ came out and put all this vicious stuff in there. B said he never said. I had to take him at his word for it. It's great to make peace with people you had betrayed in the past, especially if these people are dead now. And for a moment, fans thought that was actually an innocent mistake, and Steve couldn't be that person who backstabbed his own friends and fellow celebrities. But such things were casual for Steve, considering how this relationship guru treated his own wife, Mary, who dragged him to court and sued for cheating on her and not paying her anything. It was a hot mess, and as Mary said, Steve was able to move on from their relationship so rapidly, and he even turned their only son against her, had her evicted from the house, thrown out all the businesses, cut access to all the money, took away the cars, and even bribed and lied in court. Well, being dragged to court seems like a typical activity for Steve, and now that he has a lot of money and influence, he can silence everyone and prevent many unpleasant truths from coming out, like he did with his videographer Joseph Cooper, whom Steve allegedly paid $5 million to bury video footage of Harvey's specific quotes about white people. Joseph was trying to expose the old recordings in an effort to ruin Harvey's reputation and show his true colors to everyone. In what some sources called a shocking racist rant, Steve used hateful words against white people. Allegedly, the recording of the comedian included statements where the celeb expressed that he didn't care about America and was telling his audience to spit on white people and go assault old white women. And although the recording was made decades ago, again, Steve didn't think of apologizing for his actions because apparently he felt himself invisible. Well, just to add that he paid Cooper to prevent the old footage from being leaked. Money can justify anything is apparently Steve Harvey's slogan for life, because he started to behave quite arrogantly and disrespectfully toward many celebs, like his public criticism of rapper Pusha T, who included Steve's name in one of his songs. As the comedian said, "Who the F is Pusha T? Who is this broca? Boy, where did he come from?" Well, thankfully, Pusha T was smarter than Steve, and he chose not to start anything over this offense because Pusha, with his $14 million net worth, is most certainly not broke. But if Steve goes bananas after being included into one song, which by the way wasn't anything disrespectful, I guess there will be more stories to surface. Many fans are already disappointed in the famous comedian, saying that his public image is miles away from his true nature. As one person wrote, Steve has always been arrogant. You'll just been too blind to see. Look at the Steve Harvey show from the WB. His character Steve Hightower didn't give a damn about them kids. He was just there for the paycheck. And another fan commented, "I never liked Steve Harvey. It was just always something about him that I didn't like. And now, all these years later, I see my instincts were right." And if Steve allowed himself to be so merciless with his friends and fellow celebrities, I can't even imagine how he treats ordinary people. But according to those who worked with him, the more money was flowing into his pockets, the most needy and arrogant he became. In 2017, the shocking memo Steve wrote to his staff hit the headlines, where he basically told everyone to leave him alone while he's in his dressing room, and I'm putting it mildly. The part of that memo read, "Do not come to my dressing room unless invited. Do not open my dressing room door. If you open my door, expect to be removed. My security team will stop everyone from standing at my door who have the intent to see or speak to me. I want all the ambushing to stop now." That includes TV staff. There are certainly other ways to tell people respect your boundaries, but no, Steve chose to be mean and authoritative. But walking all over friends, rappers, and even his own staff was just the start of Steve's elevated ego, because he even made one president very sad. You may know this story, how Steve Harvey met with Donald Trump and even said how great and fruitful that meeting was, stating, "I walked away feeling like I had just talked with a man who genuinely wants to make a difference in this area. I feel that something really great could come out of this." Well, these were Steve's words before he received massive hate from fans on social media who accused him of selling his soul, and the comedian immediately realized that teaming with Trump was bad for his ratings and reputation, and he quickly stated the opposite and shared with the fans that he deeply regretted this encounter with Trump. And I guess he quickly became persona non grata for Trump because of such a statement. As if this is not enough for many people to see how double-faced and cruel Steve can be, here's another story that shows the comedian in bad light. I'm talking about that heated conversation with actress and comedian Monique, who is Steve's longtime friend. As you may know, she was calling for fans to boycott Netflix, claiming the streaming service lowballed her. And during that chat with Steve, Monique stated that she felt betrayed by her celebrity friend choosing not to come to her aid publicly. As Steve told her then, "I thought you went about it wrong. I felt that you had done yourself a disservice by the way you chose to go about it." And again, Steve didn't want to step into another mess that could prevent him from new contracts and making more cash, but he nicely wrapped his apology in lies saying he believed Monique was wrong. In the end, Harvey has publicly committed to helping her mend some of her damaged relationships, but it happened after another massive wave of hatred fans covered him with. I guess it could help him mend his own friendship with the actress, but you know, the wounds of betrayal are the last to heal. At this point, I don't know about you, but to me, double standards is everything Steve Harvey stands for, because he is ready to walk over everyone. Although it comes shocking for me to see Steve becoming like this, some people have seen through him all the time. As one person said, Steve Harvey didn't become anything. He is what he always has been. It's just that now that he has money, he doesn't care that you know it. And another person added, "I'm sure everybody knows someone like Steve. They are all cool until they get some type of authority or some money. Then they show their true colors." Well, as we all know, money and fame may bring the worst in people. And apparently, this is exactly what happened to Steve Harvey. Probably having a pocket of full cash made him more arrogant and disrespectful, because he doesn't need many friends when he has many portraits of dead presidents in his wallet. And what do you reckon? What caused Steve's downfall from one of the most beloved people in show business to pariah in certain circles? And will more celebrities join the ranks of his haters if he keeps this dynamics? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And in the meantime, check my other video about Steve and his extended family, because they all have secrets to hide. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I promise to be back very soon with a new portion of gossip about your favorite celebrities.